Right. Question number 6. A manufacturing company has two production department and a service department. The budgeted and actual information relate to these departments as follows, right? So they had given like actual machine hours and actual labor hours is never used to calculate like the budgeted overhead absorption rate, right? It is used to calculate when they ask you under absorption and over absorption. So the question here they asking is most appropriate overhead absorption rates for machinery department and assembly department. So when they use the word most appropriate overhead absorption rate means they wouldn't have probably given a basis. So how can we identify which is the most suitable basis? Now machinery department means obviously it's going to be used more machine hours, right? However, there's a technique, Puta, right? You can see here they have given machine hours and labor hours. You can see they are using more machine hours than labor hours. So that is the suitable one. So when you consider assembly department, they have given machine hours just 2000 and labor hours 20,000. So it is more like labor hour incentive, no? So therefore more labor hours, right? Okay, that's how you're going to calculate. So here machine hours, they have given the budgeted production overhead is 420, and then they have given the budgeted machine hours is 52,000, right? So the service department overhead is also given, which is 180. However, this is the service department overhead is given means till the secondary distribution or reapportionment is not done. So let's write down here the machinery department 420,000 is given, and if you take like the assembly department, right, assembly department they have given 320,000, and service department they had given 180,000, right? So how are we going to like redistribute the overhead? So reapportionment of service department is based on the total direct material cost. So if you take direct material cost, it's 500 is to 400. So 5 is to 4 is the ratio that we can make, no? So 180,000, 5 is to 4 we should provide for them, right? So 5 is to 4, no, we should divide this and give. So 180,000 if you divide by 5 is to 4 means totally 9 portions. One portion will give you a total of 20,000. So 20,000 multiplied by 5 is equal to 100,000, and then 20,000 multiplied by 4 is equal to 80,000. So therefore if you calculate the total overhead 520,000, and here 400,000, no, here we have 400,000. So now the answer is very simple. If you calculate the machinery department 520,000 budgeted overhead divided by machine hours 52,000, which is equal to 10, and if you calculate the assembly department, which is 400,000 divided by 20,000 hours, which is equal to 20. So answer number 1 is the most appropriate overhead, right? Okay, answer is number first one. Okay, I hope you all understood that. Answer is number 1. Next one, question number 7. Question number 7. A company is planning to manufacture a type of toy. The budgeted information related to this product for a given period is as follows. So if you all notice in this question, they had given you the direct material cost and direct labor cost, and also the total direct cost. So they have mentioned the prime cost as 3,300. So the question they're asking us, the budgeted production overhead per unit. Budgeted overhead per unit, not per hour, per unit. They have calculated the budgeted overhead absorption rate per hour, which is like from like departments 300 per hour. If you multiply by the number of hours per unit, you would get this answer. Is it clear? However, how to find out that? So they have mentioned here direct labor cost is 1,000 and direct labor hour rate is 200. That means we understood 5 hours is spent by a direct labor to produce a unit. So if to produce 1 unit, if they use 5 hours, means the overhead absorption rate is equal per unit is equal to 1500 rupees. And next they are asking budgeted production cost per unit. So production cost per unit means the direct material plus direct it's prime cost plus production overhead, no? So let's write down here. Prime cost is 3300 plus production overhead cost, no, per unit, which is equal to 1500. So it's a direct answer, which is 4800. This is the production cost, which is 4800. And the next one is a good one, budgeted total overhead per unit. So you all know very well what is meant by total overhead. I had taught you all in basics of cost accounting. Then you can write as direct cost, no, plus here the indirect cost. Indirect cost means what? We have the production overhead plus non-production overhead, which is equal to total cost. So I have to just now apply this value. The direct cost is 3300, production overhead is 1005, non-production overhead is not given, and total cost is also not provided. Then they are providing us a clue there. No, what is the clue they are saying? Non-production overhead is 20% of the total cost. Okay, so from this total cost, if this is 20%, means this will be the remaining 80%. So we can do the working. If 4800 is 80%, how much is this 20%? No, so how much is 20% then? If I calculate, it's 1200. So if this is 1200, this will be 6000. However, the question is they are asking calculate the total overhead, which is 1005 and 1002, 2700. So answer here would be 2700. And the next one, question number 8 one. So let me erase the previous working. Right, let's go for question number 8 here, guys. Okay, right, question number 8. The following budgeted information relates to the machine and finishing divisions of a factory, right? Okay, that manufactures a single product. So time to spend to produce a unit, they have given 6 machine hours, and finishing division labor hours, right? So they're asking budgeted cost of production is 800 per unit. They are given the budgeted production cost 800. So 800 they have given. What is the budgeted prime cost? So this is equal to prime cost plus production overhead, right? So production overhead should be found out to get the answer of what? Prime cost. So the clue they have given is this is 800. So overhead absorption rate 30, and for 6 hours, 30 per machine hour, 6 hours. So we can find out 30 into 6 is 180. And what about the finishing division? 40 per hour into 8. 40 into 8 is 320. So this will give me 500, means easily answer is what? 300. Answer is number first one. I hope you all